Right now, I am standing next to the man. You may have seen this young gentleman. You know him as Mr. Jimmy Palmer from the hit television series NCIS. My friend, the ever-charming and charismatic Mr. Brian Dietzen.
Thank you for joining me, man.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so we're in your territory.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so before we get started with this interview, you mind giving us a tour of the place?
Not at all. Here we go. This is where we make the magic here. Well, really, to be honest, we make dead people. But this was the site of the first scene I had on NCIS. I was hired to come on for one day to do one scene with David McCallum.
Okay.
And that was about 10 years ago. And so I came on and we did a scene right over here. And I will never forget that I came on and I said, what do I not have on my reel? You know, an actor needs a reel to show different characters they can do. And I said, well, I'll make this guy kind of nervous and I'll make him insecure and he'll ask lots of questions. You know, hopefully it won't be too much like me. And I figured, you know, I might as well do that because I'm only going to be here for one day. And so I did the scene and we walked around this table and I did it very nervously and David and I hit it off well. And they said, the next week they said, will you come back? And I said, sure. And the next week they said, will you come back again? And I said, yeah, absolutely. You got it. And so 10 years later, I'm still coming back.
An actor's dream.
Yeah, exactly. An actor does not ever really think that that will happen, but we always hope, you know, like, oh, that one guest star I have on that series, yeah, maybe that'll turn into a series regular gig for 10 years. Of course it will.
That's awesome.
But in this instance, it did actually happen. And so anyhow, this is made our scenes for the last 10 years. David McCallum and I. Here are his note cards. He prints up every line he has, and he has it right there, and he goes over and over and over. A lot of technical jargon, so we all have our sheets.
Okay.
And over here we have a lot of people have always said to me, can I be a dead body on NCIS? I could do that, right? I mean, I don't have to be an actor. I could just be there. I love the show. And I'm like, trust me, you don't want to. I mean, it's not glamorous whatsoever. There's a lot of like laying in this thing and being claustrophobic in there.
Indeed.
And not to mention, you're naked the whole day. I mean, like, you have prosthetics and, you know, ribs sticking out and whatnot, but essentially you're naked. And then what they do is they bring you over, they flop you on a table like this, and they focus this really hot light right on your nether regions. They go like this, and they go, and you know, so basically you're really freezing. 100 people standing around you while you're naked. It's kind of it's an anxiety dream, let's be honest.
Oh, man.
And then your midsection, private area, is burning up because of this light. So it's a torture chamber in here a little bit. Might
cause you to not have children.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a blast to do. It's a fun little stage that we have, and David and I have had a blast over a decade doing scenes, walking around these autopsy tables, and the writers have given us so much different stuff to work with. I dissected a squirrel in here. At several points we've had like 6 different bodies laid out here and matching body pieces to one another. It's really a gruesome thing if you think about it, the content of this, but I think we've actually managed to make it somewhat lighthearted. So we've added some levity to it. Which is what you see when you go visit the real thing down, you know, down on Mission Street. We go down and visit the real autopsy, LA County Coroner, and these guys, they talk like it's daily life, you know. They talk about the game, they talk about the date that didn't go so well over the weekend, and meanwhile they're handling people's brains and they're pulling their spine, you know, up, and wow, that's intense. But you have to. You know, you have to be okay with it, otherwise you're going to go crazy after a day of work, you know? Right. So you have to be able to have normal conversations. So that's what we try to emulate.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I am sitting with the man, Mr. Brian Dietzen.
Hello.
Hey, so again, thank you for showing us around the place.
Welcome.
Say now we are in your turf.
That's right.
So
this is where the dead people happen. Fake dead people, but yeah, dead people nonetheless.
Nice. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start at the beginning, like we do with everybody.
Great.
So, Brian, where are you from, man? Where'd you grow up?
I was born in Barrington, Illinois, like a northwest suburb of Chicago.
Okay.
And so I was born being a Cubs fan. It wasn't a choice.